Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for Arsenal against Newcastle. Can Arsenal pick up the tatters of their Premier League title race? 2 losses on the bounce, Bournemouth at Emirates and then losing to Man City at the Etihad. They are still in this title race. They are joint top with Manchester City with the same goal difference. It really does come down to now, can Arsenal go toe-to-toe with Manchester City and outscore them and outbeat them? There are some difficult games for Arsenal. They've also got the the Champions League semi-final 2 legs as well. Lots of people saying it's not possible for Arsenal, but as we saw, Man City did only beat Burnley 1-0. We'll go through the games each of them have got left in a moment, but what are your thoughts on it? I think, ironically, one of the big things I would say is that we've almost been accusing Arsenal all season of being too pragmatic. And the irony is that they actually do need to be on the front foot now. They need to go and score goals. Trust me, we've done it as United fans. You do not want to lose a Premier League title on goal difference because it happened to United in 2013 and... or was it 2012? It might have been 2012, actually. I think we won it in 2013. That was the... Yeah, 2012. Aguero. Man City won that league. At no point in the preceding decade have I thought, well, we only lost it on goal difference. We lost it. We lost it. So you do not want to lose a title on goal difference. It's horrible. Horrible. Horrible feeling. And therefore, Arsenal have got to go and score goals. That's what they've got to do. I think Manchester City probably do go and win every single game. Of course, Man City's remaining Premier League games are Everton away, Brentford at home, Bournemouth away, Villa at home. And then I think they've got to fit Palace in at some point, haven't they? I think they'll win all of those. And it's about how many they win them games by. I mean, Bournemouth away is probably the one Arsenal are looking at, but it's still Man City, a very, very good side. I think, obviously, Man City have got the better head-to-head if it doesn't come down to goal difference. And, yeah, I mean, looking at Arsenal's run-in, Newcastle tonight, then they've got Fulham at home, then they've got West Ham away, then they've got Burnley at home, and then they've got Palace away. So... They've just got to win every game, Arsenal. They've got to win every game and they've got to score goals, which is something they haven't necessarily done. I don't know what's going on with the Newcastle team on display, actually. Let me just try and fix this. Because that's a waste of time. I'll go through the teams again in a minute. I'll just take that off in a minute. There's no real point having it. But team news, let's get the Arsenal team on the screen for you. There it is. We're about 4 minutes away from kickoff here. Gyökeres on the bench again for Arsenal. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, Madueke, Havertz and Eze. Saka makes a return to the bench. Newcastle's team, you won't be able to tell it from that, but it's Pope, Miley, Tau, Botman, Byrne, Bruno G, Tenali, Ramsey, Murphy, Osula and Willock. Yeah, no starting place for Lewis Hall. I don't know why that is. No place for Voltemeda, no place for Vizza. Gordon out again or injured again. Issues. Newcastle have got issues. They have got issues, Newcastle. But if Arsenal don't win here today, the title's over. And also on top of that, I feel like Arsenal need to go and win by a lot of goals as well. Jack says, this is going to be some hate watch. I'm all for it. Get the bottles ready. Going to get a few bottles just for the atmosphere. And Maj says, I just don't understand Gyökeres being on the bench now. What did Havertz do so good in the previous game? Mate, I know a few Arsenal fans. I think they echo your thoughts. I mean, the thing that Arsenal needed to do last year, and the irony here is incredible. The thing that Arsenal needed last year was a striker. They now need goals, and that striker they've brought in, they've gone back to the guy they had last year. I mean, it might work, but, you know, you've played pragmatic football all season. You now need goals, and you bench him. There's the Newcastle team working now, thanks to Matt, the producer, for that. Virup says, have you watched Gyökeres? He's been very poor. I think he's been very... I mean, he's still got quite a few goals, mate. Whether you think he's poor or not, he's still scored a lot of goals. And also, he's been playing in a team that doesn't actually suit him. So, look, I've been a big fan of Arteta and what he's built at Arsenal. But if they don't go out and play fast-paced football and try and score some goals today, if they keep doing the pragmatic, boring shit, then I don't want City to win the league, but fair play. If he sits back and does pragmatic corners and everything like that and thinks they're going to win the league, this league is about goals now. And if Arteta hasn't figured that out, he's a prat. This is not going to be Man City dropping points and you winning games 1-0. This is about winning as many games 3 or 4-0 as possible. And if Arsenal sit back and play pragmatic, then he should be sacked. But he won't be sacked. But they've got to go and score goals. Everybody knows it. They've got to win every game. If I'm Arteta, in the last, 4 games? How many games are left now? Is it 4 or 5? In the last 5 games, I'm going, I need a goal difference of 12. In the next, I need to win every single one, and I need a goal difference of 12. They've got to be looking to win a game by 3 goals every time to deal with the fact that last game of the season is going to be Villa throwing it on purpose because they probably won the Europa League and they don't like Arsenal. It's Newcastle on the attack here straight away. He's in! Go on! Oh, who is that? Who are you? Oh my God, mate. He's just kicked thin air. What a chance for Newcastle in the first few seconds. And what a prat. Oh, it should have been 1-0. I think it's Asula. He gets played in one-on-one in the first 10 seconds and he kicks thin air. Dear, oh dear. Now that would have Dan Burns very interesting, you know. Comedy, says Savage. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Please do share the video. Get involved. There's a little fly in my room and it's getting on my tits. Not literally. I wouldn't feel it. Crap ball by Odegaard. Oh, watch this back. Yeah, he does the old... moves the ball with his standing foot, to be fair. But, I mean, even if he does, it's a great chance. Newcastle recently not a happy time for Newcastle at the moment. Currently in 14th place, they've lost 3 on the bounce, and 43 points, which is absolutely incredible, absolutely shit, really. They've had a really bad season domestically. Obviously, they had a bit of a European adventure, but it's not been a good season for them. Not been a good season at all. Mr. Al-Shamari says, Mark, remember my prediction? I've said Newcastle are going to play their best game of the season here. Hassan says, we've got 7K hate watchers already. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal react. Savage says, Eddie Howe's lost a lot of credibility. It's a very important game for him. I agree. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they react. Arsenal. And Newcastle, I'll tell you one thing I will say about Newcastle, and if Eddie Howe loses his job, which he might do, so be it. But they do play a brand of football that's it's quite entertaining to watch. Bruno Guimaraes with the shot just over the bar. Tell you what, if you're a Man City fan, you're probably watching your Southampton game, but you wouldn't be that bothered about this. It's been a good start by Newcastle. There will be more drama in the title race today. Newcastle are going to get a result, says Constantine. I mean, based on the first few minutes, I wouldn't argue with you, pal. Newcastle have been the better team, says Alex B. Arsenal can't get out their own half at the moment. Cantor says we could see Eddie Howe back at Bournemouth in the summer. I mean, look, Liverpool are keeping Slot. Maybe Newcastle will keep Eddie Howe, you know. Ghost Talk says, are you following the snooker this year? I've kept an eye on the results. I haven't got to watch much of it, to be fair. Boss Battle says, Arsenal play terribly under pressure. Every game for them now may as well be a cup final. Bournemouth already have a new manager, says Lewis. Of course, Marco Rose, haven't they? Yeah. Ooh, another Dortmund manager. He's took the Atletico Bilbao job, hasn't he? Turdich, is it? Or something like that. Marco Rose, yeah. Oh, sorry, my internet keeps doing this. I don't know why. I need to check this over the weekend. It's on my notes. Just refresh. It keeps dropping out quite regularly at the moment, and I don't really understand why. I feel like I've hit a setting somewhere. I don't know what it is. K Dirk says, did you see that Pep's considering the Italy job? Don't know. Don't know why he'd do that. I really don't. Oh, here we go. Corner to Arsenal. They're good from corners. I don't know why it does the mute thing on it. Let me just change this. Another corner here for Arsenal. Jay Singh says Arsenal are so boring. Thanks for the early super chats, by the way. Please do share the video. I've heard absolutely nothing about Pep considering the Italy job. No. If you can't hear anything, refresh it, because most people can hear something. So it's some sort of bug when my internet goes down. It seems to mute for some reason, but it's back now. So. Madueke is going to shoot. Just wide. He wants another corner. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of work on... Ninja says it's actually on YouTube's end. It's happening with lots of other live streamers. Thank you very much, pal. I just genuinely don't think winning the game is... Oh, that's a lovely ball. And Madueke's in, and it's a good first touch, but Tau is there to concede the corner. 3 corners for Arsenal already here. Is Madueke wearing old school Adidas boots? They look like they're yellow to me. K. Dirk says, if Arsenal lose today, is the title gone? I think so, yeah. Yeah. They've got to win every game. And as I said, I don't even think winning every game's enough. I think they've got to win games by a lot of goals. They've got to take the goal difference seriously. Man City will. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Eze! I've got to say, that is a cracking goal. That is a corner routine that you wouldn't expect from Arsenal. Not expect that at all. They sort of went short, worked it to Havertz, and then they played it to Eze on the edge of the box, and he's curled it away from the goalkeeper into the top corner. That is a great goal by Eze. You can't argue with that. Well, you can if you want, but... Arsenal scoring in the first 10 minutes here. They do need goals. They need more than one. It's not just about the 3 points. It's about scoring goals for Arsenal. And Newcastle started off quite well, but lovely goal that. He took that so well. Pope ain't getting anywhere near it. Edge of the box, curling it away on the right foot towards the far post. Yeah, Pope's miles away from it. Very good goal. You got to acknowledge it. It was a very good goal. Not a lot of happy people in the chat with that, but it was a good goal. I can't believe how many people back City. I mean, I feel like I'm in an alternative universe. I really do. I think City will win it now, but do you think Newcastle can make a comeback? Newcastle have started off quite well. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a difficult game for Arsenal, but I think it'll be a good game because Newcastle don't tend to sit back. They do play quite open. So, and they will have to attack a little bit more now. And I agree with Doctor Strange, though. I don't, if this was Christmas, Arsenal would sit back and park the bus now, but maybe they still will do that. But it won't. If Arteta thinks winning games 1-0 is going to win him the title, he's an absolute idiot. He's a moron. Like, I'm sorry, 1-0 wins are not going to do it for you. You need to score lots of goals now. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen. Louise O'Donoghue says it was a great goal, to be fair, which it was. Manchester says Eze is class. He should be playing 90 every game. It's been a very sporadic season for Eze, hasn't it? In the sense that at times he's looked really good and then he's not in the team. It was a good goal by Eze. He was threatening before, but I'm still not impressed because it was the result of yet another Arsenal set piece, as Constantine. He obviously trusts Havertz more than Gyökeres, doesn't he? Have you seen the Michael Jackson movie? Are you a fan of Michael Jackson? Says Red Platoon. No, I'm not. Never been a fan of Michael Jackson. He's done some good songs, but I never. When I was growing up, people loved it. I just never did. I prefer Lionel Richie. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Look in your eyes. It's done it again. It's dropping again. What are we on here? Sorry, I've got problems tonight. And I don't know what they are. I'm still watching. I'm just trying to figure out something here. Boss Battle says, on the topic of corners, I'm baffled that Arsenal haven't had a single penalty given against them this season, given how much they grab people in the box. I didn't know that they hadn't conceded a penalty all season, to be fair. Did you see the blatant handball West Ham got away with today, says DJ. No, I haven't seen that yet. I just think it's very good that West Ham won because Spurs get on my nerves a little bit. As a London-based United fan, I can't face Arsenal winning the league, says Nick P. City don't mean anything to me. Robotic. Arsenal are real. Their success hurts. See, City mean everything to me, even though I'm not from Manchester, because I'm fully aware of the City rivalry. We are a Manchester club. And also, I'm fully aware that if Pep wins another title, the argument that he's better than Sir Alex just keeps growing. So I see City as a bigger rival than Arsenal. So that's my stance on it. I'm starting to worry a bit about the game next Sunday against Liverpool. We have to go and beat Brentford on Monday, says Liam. I think we'll win both. I really do. I really do. Apparently Southampton are playing really well. Don't give a shit about the FA Cup. I'm actually very pleased that the FA Cup is on at the same time as the Premier League, and then people can decide what they want to watch, and I don't want to watch the FA Cup. I hate the fact that they force it on us. Rince says, I admire your confidence, but Brentford are a tough game. Look, Brentford smashed Man United, and they've done it before. They're having an incredibly good season. I just think, is it arrogant or disrespectful to expect Manchester United to beat Brentford at Old Trafford? I don't think it is. These are the type of games you got to win. I've seen teams like Leeds beat Man United at Old Trafford, so of course Brentford could beat us, but also, on the other hand, don't think it's too much to ask to expect us to win a game against Brentford at Old Trafford when we want to be in the Champions League. I don't know whether I am doing Chelsea tomorrow, actually. People say you're doing Chelsea tomorrow. I don't know whether I am. I haven't decided yet. I might not bother. I was thinking about doing it, but now I'm thinking if it's a sunny day, I don't know whether I want to watch Chelsea Leeds in the FA Cup. Have you struggled with an addiction before? I broke my copy of Sensible Soccer when I was about 13 once because I missed an entire Christmas. And I felt like I was spending too much time playing it. That is a true story. Like, I love Christmas, and I always used to buy the Radio Times. And I'd circled films like Clear and Present Danger with Harrison Ford on Christmas Eve and all this lot. And I got Sensible World of Soccer, and I just played it non-stop all over Christmas, and I watched no Christmas stuff. And I ended up In the new year, I just broke the discs and threw them in the bin because I was like, I just don't. It's taking up too much of my time. I wouldn't say I was I wouldn't say I was addicted to Sensible World of Soccer. I just thought I was playing it too much. Lewis says the only reason he doesn't like the FA Cup is because United are out. No, you're calling me a moron. I think that's the opinion of a moron. That's not the reason I don't like it. I find the FA Cup quite boring. I find it quite boring when we were winning it. Even the Coventry semi-final. Or was it the semi-final against Coventry? It was the semi-final. Fair play. It was a massive day out for Coventry, but I just don't think the FA Cup's that interesting anymore. I'm sorry, I don't. Do you think we'll win the league next season and keep Carrick? I think you are absolutely... I think you had some amazingly weird comments in the last stream, and I'm just not going to read your comments anymore because I think you're talking out your arse, Mr. Nin. And anybody who was on the stream this afternoon knows who I'm talking about. What you do is you start with a comment that's a little bit out there, and the next thing you'll be talking about bottoms or something like that. So please just stop putting your comments in, and then we can just all move on and have a serious conversation. Because I started ignoring you on the last one, and you're doing it again. You're starting at a low level, and you're just going to take it up a level, take it up a level. So let's just stop the conversation now. Madaway keen to Odegaard. Newcastle clear it away. Why not scrap the FA and the Carabao Cup and create just one cup, says Jacob. And Nick P says, just for the chat, you can support a club for many reasons and you don't have to be from the area. It's not 1950. Football transcends borders. Well, the funny thing is, even in the 1950s, Nick, a lot of people followed Man United because Sir Matt Busby was building a team of exciting young players that he was taking from all over the UK. So even in the 50s, people were supporting Man United because they were an exciting team. Thank you very much, Nick. Liam says, who do you think is going to come up with Coventry? I think Ipswich will do it and take your pick in the playoffs. I mean, it could be Wrexham, could be Millwall, could be Middlesbrough. Crucher says it's great to have Odegaard back. Changes the whole move forward. Just needs to get his game time up to get the passes back to where they were. I do think Odegaard's had a bit of a strange season for Arsenal. A couple of injuries, not as his usual best. Obviously, he'll be a big part of the Norwegian squad in the World Cup. Jordan says the FA Cup deserves more respect. You get the respect you deserve, mate. I mean, I don't respect the FA Cup because they didn't respect it themselves. Man United were the holders of the FA Cup in 2000 and we wanted to defend it, and they wanted us to go to some ridiculous World Club Cup so that we could try and get the World Cup in 2006, and they wouldn't let us defend it. And I think at that point I was like, you've just dismantled your own heritage there. The FA Cup used to be, when I was a kid, the best game of the season, the FA Cup final. And that's a true story. Anyway, 22 minutes gone here. Newcastle are playing with intent, but they're losing here to a very good goal by Eze. Obviously, an Arsenal win is what it's all about, but they'd love to win with a few goals in the bank. K. Dirk says, is it mathematically possible Man City and Arsenal both lose? Don't even know what that question means. Mr. Al Shamari says, I can't believe that Bournemouth are unbeaten in 14 Premier League games. Savage says, Newcastle looking toothless. Arsenal should be fine. I mean, it's incredible, really, isn't it? That Newcastle tried to buy all those forwards in the summer, and they've got Wizza and Voltemeda both sat on the bench. £120 million worth of talent on the bench. I mean, who does that reflect badly on? Did Eddie Howe pick the players, or was it their director of football? Bye-bye, Stephen. That's your second time. See you later. Go and bother somebody else. Odegaard trying to cook. Let him heat up and get fit over the summer. Next year he'll get 25 assists, says George. Oh, Southampton will be in the playoffs, of course, says Emmett. Yes, I forgot about. I mean, Southampton have had a very good end to the season. Obviously, FA Cup semi-finalists. You can go and watch that. They're playing Man City at the moment. If you're sad and boring, yeah, I wouldn't write off Southampton in the playoffs. Thanks everybody who's tuning in, by the way. Please do share the video. We've got nearly 10,000 watching. Arsenal leading here 1-0. A very familiar story throughout the season, but I don't feel it's enough. I don't know what Arsenal fans think, but I don't think 1-0s are going to get you the title now. And they shouldn't do. I don't want Arsenal to win in the title, win it 1-0. What I want to see Arsenal do is go for it and try and win games 3 or 4-0 every week and put some pressure on Man City. That was better. Odegaard fouled off the ball, but Eze's got it into Madueke, but Pope's quick off his line. 25 minutes gone here. Bomber says, do you know why Lewis Hall isn't starting? I don't actually. To me, it's a strange one. Might have a bit of a knock, but then again, he's always liked Dan Burn, hasn't he? Arsenal are overplaying this in the box. Just get the bloody shot off. Sorry, Valley with the super chat says, do you really think United will sign 2 or 3 midfielders? I seriously think at most they will sign 1 and they'll just hope for the best. No, they'll definitely. We can't just buy 1. We've only got 1 midfielder anyway. We've only got Mainu. We've got to buy at least 2. Ashish says, I may get torched for this, but United will win the league before Arsenal do. This was Arsenal's chance. We will be better than them next season. I mean, never say never, but United won't be better than Arsenal next year. This Arsenal team's not going to change. They're not selling anybody. They're only going to add. Arsenal probably won't win the league next year. Man City probably will, but Arsenal won't drop off. They'll still be a good team. There's literally nobody leaving, is there? Nixie says, are you concerned about Wirtz? There's some player there. Yeah, you know what, mate? I haven't been sleeping well this week, and at least 3 times a night I wake up terrified about Wirtz at Liverpool. I mean, it's a head wrecker. I don't know. I'm thinking about going to the doctors, actually. Yeah, absolutely terrified about Wirtz. On a serious, though, I have to say, you have just asked a question I've never ever thought. I have never at any point been fearful of Wirtz. I do think he could end up being a good signing for Liverpool, but I wouldn't say he's a player that's ever struck fear into me. No. And I know that comes across as sarcastic, but it did tickle me a little bit that people. I mean, there was a comment at the end of the stream this afternoon where somebody said, "Isak and Wirtz haters sit down," and I was sort of laughing, going, "No, nobody's even thinking about Liverpool. Like, we're all watching the West Ham and Spurs game. We're not all going, oh my God, Isak and Wirtz are back, like the return of Voldemort." I've said all along, season 2 for Isak and Wirtz will be where they get really judged, but I don't think anybody's really gives a shit about Wirtz and Isak. Liverpool have had a bad season. Let's see what they can do next year. The only thing I'm sort of interested with Liverpool is what they're going to do in the summer and why they're keeping Slot, which I think is great news. So, Liam Delap is scarier than Isak and Wirtz, says K. Dirk. I think Isak's a brilliant player. He just needs to stay fit. Wirtz, we'll see what he's all about in season 2. Corner to Newcastle. It's in there. Tonali with a shot. Raya gets hold of it. Interesting shot here from Tonali. He's a long way out. It seemed to catch Raya out with its movement, but then... yeah, it did move a little bit, didn't it? Bob the Cat says, I think the World Cup's going to wreck next season. There'll be a lot of players next season very tired. I mean, you take, for example, and there'll be a lot of players in this position, Bruno Fernandes, although he didn't play in Europe this year, but you think about someone like Declan Rice. Incredible amount of football for Arsenal over the last 8 months. Goes to the World Cup, comes back straight into a season of Champions League, Premier League. It's... you don't, if you're a top player, you don't really get a break anymore. I mean, somebody was... well, no, I was saying it, wasn't I? PSG's players have basically been playing football non-stop since August 24. 2 years. Newcastle on the attack there, and probably should have been a free kick. Probably could have been 2 free kicks. Just going to show the Eze goal again here. Different type of corner from Arsenal, this. Odegaard. Oh, no, that wasn't the goal. I think this will be. Yeah, different types of corners from Arsenal. Three times they tried it. Well, you know what? I mean, give Arsenal a bit of credit there. The corner flexibility, adaptability is not a bad idea when everyone expects you to whip it in around the goalkeeper, don't they? Good Fulham win, but I think Silva and Wilson going at the end of the year. Sad times ahead, I fear, says Sir J.K. Worthing. Well, also, remember, this is what people thought about Brentford last summer. No... Havertz is down injured here. No Thomas Frank, no Wizza, no Mbuemo, and then look at what they've done. Beacon says, can we do polls? I tend to do polls when people ask me about stuff. I'm not thinking of a poll. Liam Delap is scarier than Isak and Wirtz, says K. Dirk. Thank you very much. Mr. Nin says, sorry about earlier. Do you think we'll sign Tchouaméni? See, that's more sensible. I think there's something in the Tchouaméni stories, but it'd be a very difficult deal to do unless they want to stay. I'd be interested to see where Marco Silva goes as well. I mean, it's definitely a manager market. Havertz going off here. Is Havertz now injury prone? That's a bad blow for Arsenal with the games they've got coming up. Doesn't look very happy. Might be thinking about the World Cup as well. Another German as well. Nagelsmann will be like, oh my God, Gnabry, now Havertz. And the thing about that injury as well, it didn't seem to be anything, you know, particularly impactve. 26, it'll be 27 in June, Havertz. And another injury today. We've had a few injuries today. Solanke, Simmons for Spurs. Salah went off for Liverpool. Havertz now. But in fairness, I think with Gyökeres, they might move the ball a little bit quicker because he's not as good in the build-up. If Arsenal don't win the league, Arteta out, says Miller. I don't think it's that simple, mate, because who would you bring in? It's all right saying Arteta out, but who are you going to... And I understand it. Like, if he bottles another title, bring somebody in who can win a title, but who? Why do Arsenal players stay on the floor more than any other team in the league, says Constantine. And Nicholas says, who's better, Mbeumo last year or Cunha last year? And they both had brilliant seasons last year, didn't they? Yamal's got an injury at the moment, but they think he'll be back for the World Cup. It's a hamstring injury. Karan says you should be watching the IPL. Arteta ball is boring. I don't think I've ever watched the IPL, to be honest, mate. I know it's massively popular, but... That's a nice switch of the play by Newcastle. Miley keeps it in. Do you think the style of football will change next season or stay with set pieces? If it changes, do you think Liverpool will do better, says Dead Boy? I don't think Liverpool's success is dependent on long throw-ins and corners. I think Liverpool have been a far less... creative and fluid team this year. I don't think it... And remember, Liverpool have been good at set pieces. Liverpool have scored a lot of goals from corners with the likes of Van Dijk, etc. Militao's out of the World Cup as well. Says I knew this was going to happen, and it's very, very sad. We're just going to lose loads of players ahead of the World Cup. There's still another month to go. Dan Burn with a wild shot there. That goes wide. First name, last name says, I think Saka's pace is starting to go, which is his best asset. Arsenal have to recruit very carefully for next season. 1 or 2 players max. Don't overbuy. Could mess everything up like Liverpool, says Jason. Yeah, I think Arsenal have done a very good job at building a squad. And it's a very, very big squad. They've had a lot of injuries this season, but they've been able to deal with them. I mean, look at Timber. He's been out for ages. Calafiori's been injured a lot. Even their centre-backs have been injured. And they've had a squad to deal with that. So I think Arsenal, they don't need 5 or 6 signings, Arsenal. They probably just need a couple of really good players. Like if they can get Alvarez and Tonali, I think that would be a very good summer for them. Rudolph the Red says, would you take Howe over Carrick? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it would be very unpopular. I think Eddie Howe's a better coach, but I don't see that, no. Mr. Al Shamari says, would you include Ivan Toney in the World Cup squad? He's playing in the Asian Champions League final right now against Japanese side Makeda Selvia. I would take Harry Kane and Ollie Watkins. I wouldn't take Calvert-Lewin and I wouldn't take Solanke. So if we take 3 forwards, I might consider it. But I think the 2 strikers we should be taking, considering if you take Rashford and Gordon, they can both play up front anyway. I think Watkins is the guy. Oh my God, tired. Had a crap night's sleep last night. "40 minutes gone. Pragmatic Arsenal. This ain't going to win you the league. I'm sorry to say, this is not going to win you the league. I don't see anything different from Arsenal. 2 shots on target, 3 shots altogether. Has anyone told Arteta they need goals? He just doesn't get the memo, does he? He actually doesn't understand that you're not going to win the league winning games 1-0 now. They're just going to pick you off on goal difference. I think Man City are going to win every single game, which means they're going to have the same points and better goal difference. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be disappointed by this. I'd be like, where's the intensity? Where's the energy? Why are they trying to... Why are they just trying to win the game 1-0? Did you see Prattman save 3 penalties the other day, says Mr. Nin. I try not to. K. Dirk says, with West Ham and Spurs winning today and Forest obliterating Sunderland last night, who do you think is the 3rd team going down and why? Well, it won't be Forest and it won't be Leeds. It'll be West Ham or Spurs. Personally, I think West Ham have got the harder running. With a 2-point gap, it's not quite enough. So I think it's still probably West Ham now. Welbeck's not a bad shout to take to the World Cup. We just don't need it. Rob Dobson says, it's the least excited I've been about a World Cup since 94. 94 World Cup was good, though. I enjoyed it. I didn't like the fact that England weren't there, but I enjoyed it. The only problem with this World Cup, Rob, is it's going to get more hype than any World Cup we've ever had. But it's also going to be the biggest World Cup we've ever had. I think there's too many games in it. And I don't think they realise just how tiresome some of the games are going to be at the start. Because some of these countries are going to get absolutely battered. CT says, if Arsenal get 2 goals, they're top again, aren't they? They're top again with a win anyway, because they played a game more. Yeah, 48 countries are in this World Cup compared to a normal 32. It's all about the money, money. John says, do you think City will drop more points? Brentford at home, Bournemouth away, Villa at home. Everton away, Palace at home. I think they'll win all 5. I really do. Half-time, Man City 0-0 with Southampton in the FA Cup. Remember, West Ham beat Everton 2-1 earlier on. Tottenham beat Wolves 1-0 and Liverpool beat Palace 3-1. Villa losing in the lunchtime game 1-0 to Fulham puts them down into 5th. Bit of a boring game, this. Very disappointed with Arsenal, to be honest. Rodgers would be a great signing for United if we all sign all of our key signings and his squad depth of the first team. Oh, Braden, I think, why would you spend £100 million on a bench player that you don't need? I think it'd be a terrible signing. I do like Rodgers, but I wouldn't be spending any money on him. But we don't need him. I tweeted on X. I said, has anyone told Arteta they need goals? Still out here trying to pragmatically win games 1-0. I mean, the only thing I can think of is he thinks that if they can grind out wins in their last few Premier League games, Man City might drop points. I mean, just maybe he doesn't. You know what though? Maybe he doesn't know how to attack. Maybe he can't actually coach his team to attack. Maybe he's like, no, we're going to do what we've always done. We're going to grind out results, and if we lose the title on goal difference, we morally won it, which you don't. That's not how it works. Braden says, I don't think we should in our current state, but it's the sort of thing United should be doing to get back to the top when you think of City's bench. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I just said that about Arsenal, Braden. Like, they don't need to buy quantity. They can just add quality. So if United had a really good team, first team, then maybe you could buy Morgan Rodgers. But there's too many holes in our team to go and buy Morgan Rodgers as a £100 million player. Yes, Salman, we are doing the Champions League games on Tuesday and Wednesday. PSG Bayern will be an absolute cracker. Looking at the way Arsenal are playing today, I don't think Atletico Madrid Arsenal will be that good. They are absolutely bloody dreadful to watch, Arsenal. I want to be fair, but they are absolutely dire to watch. AFC Irons, an Arsenal fan, he says he's so stubborn, I'm fed up with him. I just think they've got so many good players and they play so slow. A9 says, Rodgers is a better player than everyone at Man United apart from Fernandes, Cunha and maybe Mainu. You just answered the question, mate. Rodgers is better, in your opinion, than every player at Man United apart from Fernandes and Cunha, who players playing exactly where he is. So why sign him? That's the point. I think he's a really good player, but we've already got Bruno and Cunha, so why sign him? It's like having Raya in goal and then spending your money on a goalkeeper, isn't it? You don't need it. We just don't need it. K Dirk says United needs 3 midfielders, one left winger, one left back, striker, goalkeeper. Are we going to buy all 7? Nah, probably not. That's gone back to Raya. I mean, that's going to be about half time, I think. Let me just have a quick stretch here. Tell you what, if I didn't have a stretch, I think I'd fall asleep. Bloody hell, that's the hardest fucking 45 minutes I've watched in a long time. That was boring. Absolutely boring. I'm sorry. I feel like I need to apologise. Bloody hell. Let's put the FA Cup game on just so we've got something on at half time, because there's definitely not a lot to talk about in that. 2 shots on target for each team, 50-50 possession. If we're being completely blunt, Arsenal are winning because of a wonder goal by Eze. I mean, there's not a lot between the two teams at all. You'd never know Arsenal were trying to win a league title and they need to boost their goal difference. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say shameful. I mean, that's a little bit harsh, but what's a crap, boring approach to trying to bounce back from 2 losses in a row where Man City are coming for your title. I'm not surprised by it, but it's just certainly not how I think a lot of people would have approached this game. He needs goals, and they play like that. Wembley's empty. I mean, it is half-time. There is a lot of empty seats there, but I don't know whether that's because it's half-time. You tell me. But 0-0 at half-time between Man City and Southampton. I mean, maybe Arteta is watching this going, look, they can't even score against Southampton. But they don't have their best team out either. So, you know, that might be something to do with it. Yeah, so I've got Man City, Southampton on. They've just started the second half there. We'll go back to Arsenal, Newcastle in about 15 minutes when that starts up again. Ben Jacobs bomber, says Syke. Is this about Edison? I have seen something about that. Yeah, Edison is a name on Man United's midfield shortlist, as revealed earlier this month. Arsenal are also keeping tabs. There we go. Who do you think Arsenal will sign? Well, you tell me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really up to speed on what any other club is doing at the moment. You hear a little bit. I mean, obviously, we know that Manchester City want to sign Anderson. Arsenal have been linked to Alvarez. Liverpool, I believe, are looking at Yan Diamonde. Anthony Gordon, I think, will leave Newcastle, and I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool and Arsenal had a look there as well. I feel like Arsenal might move for Tonali as well. They nearly did in January. So, but Alvarez would be a very good signing for Arsenal. But I believe Barcelona want him, but I don't know whether they've got the funds for it really. A very, very good chat coming in here from Rub. He says we should use this watch along with fun. Go for Agony Bridge or unhinged conversations on polar bears. I actually got asked a really good question the other day. I was in the pub, and the question was, you are freezing cold on a slab of ice in the North Pole. You know, you're cold, right? The question was, you're in a pair of Speedos, stood on a piece of ice in the ocean, miles away from anywhere else. The water is surrounded by 2 killer whales who keep popping their head up and licking their lips. And there are other bits of ice, like 20 metres apart. And on a piece of ice about 50 metres apart, you can see a polar bear slowly making its way towards you. What do you do? That was the question. I don't know. I mean, you're in trouble, aren't you? Either way, you're in trouble. Andy something says killer whales don't eat humans ever. Yeah, I'd love to see you try that one, Andy. Here's Andy, who's going to carry out this conversation for us. Andy is going to jump into the water with the killer whales because they don't eat humans ever. Bye-bye, Andy. Bye-bye. Dr. Strange says, I'd wave the white flag. I would jump into the water and I wouldn't wait for the polar bear, let's put it that way. The polar bear's not going to get there and give you a hug and warm you up, basically, is it? So, especially not for me. He's going to go, it's bloody Goldbridge. I've heard you gobbing off about us for years. I'm going to take my time on you. No, I think I'd jump into the cold water and hope, like Andy says, the killer whales ain't interested. To be fair, the polar bear's not going to make it to the ice either, is he? Because the best answer is, it's a bit like the boat, isn't it? With the fox and the grain and the chicken. If you wait on that slab of ice, the polar bear's still got to swim there and the orcas are in the water. So maybe the orcas eat the polar bear, they're really full and say, thanks, whatever they do, and leave you alone. And then you freeze. But that's better than the alternatives. So I think that's the thing, isn't it? Don't worry about Andy, he's dead. The problem would be if the polar bear swims towards you and the two killer whales know him. You know, it's Paul the polar bear, and they go, you have it, we're not bothered. Just chuck us an arm later. Chuck us an arm later, and then you're like, oh, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Chris and Carl, the killer whales. I've got another name beginning with K for you. Your pair of... And leave it at that. Guarantee we don't get a big signing and they will pass Belabor off as the big signing, then get João Gomez up the Gold Devils. Legend, mate, says James. I know. Hopefully we can win on Monday. Hopefully we can win on Monday. Thought we played well last Monday, but it's Baller League, isn't it? Anyway, thanks to Rub, you've sort of changed the conversation a little bit. Would a polar bear stand a chance against a lion? It would beat a lion, Constantine. It would. Have you seen the polar bear video with the guy inside the plexiglass ball? Yeah, Hand of Thrawn. Oh, if you haven't seen that, how to make yourself feel completely and utterly insignificant. Grown man in the snow, in this impregnable plexiglass hut thing with a polar bear sniffing around trying to break its way in, and the claws are massive. Yeah. City are all over Southampton here, but it is a much changed City side. No Haaland, no Cherki, no Donnarumma. Their lineup today is Trafford, Nunes, Stones, Aki, Altnouri, Reinders, Gonçalves, Kovacic, Cherki. Oh no, Cherki is playing, Foden, Mamouche. So, yeah, basically their second team, which is still very good. Daniel says, will you go out with me, Mark? I can't. I'm already taken. There's Nico O'Reilly. He's not starting either. Headbutt the ice till I'm gone. I'm not being food. That's played with first, as Pengus. And I think I just try and wake up. That tends to work until you realise it's not a dream. If you're gonna mate with a mermaid, would you rather the top half be fish or the bottom half be fish? Yeah. See, I told you we were gonna ruin it. That's it. You're out now. I'm not reading out anything again. But so Foden belongs in the second team, says Martin. Oh yeah, Phil Foden's definitely not a first team player for Man City anymore. Definitely a bench player, 100%. People are saying you should answer the question about the mermaid. Would you rather the top half be a fish or the bottom half of a fish if you had to mate with it? I'm not interested. It's repulsive either way. I've never liked mermaids anyway. If I was, that Little Mermaid, I wouldn't help her anyway. I'd say I'm not interested. It's very tough to choose between Foden and Palmer for the World Cup. I think it's got to be Palmer. I think at least Cole Palmer's a first-team player for Chelsea. Phil Foden, I just don't think Phil Foden should go to the World Cup. Biggest Bad says, if United lose on Monday, Liverpool will go third while scratching their balls. I mean, look, I must respect Liverpool fans that they actually care about finishing third ahead of Man United. I think most Man United fans like me, we think we will finish third and we will beat Brentford and you. Having said that, I still hold on to the standards of Manchester United that third place is shit. I want to win. I want to win the league. I don't want to argue about who's third. So ultimately, as long as we're in the Champions League, I don't care. But we'll beat Brentford and we'll beat Liverpool. I believe that. I'm not jinxing anything. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but I think we will. I do. Avram's Little Ponytail says, take the top half, the bottom is usually okay. We'll leave that. Man City are doing subs. I think Palmer over Foden. Foden doesn't bring that wonder. His pass, I wonder where's it going. Also, I think that the way that England play with Harry Kane, he sort of drops in as a 10 anyway. You need pace running past Harry Kane, and Foden doesn't give you that. Foden's like Saka, isn't he? He slows the game down. Foden's a probing player. He's not a quick player. So I don't want tiki-taka, probe. I don't think Pep does anymore. I don't think Foden's a bad player, by the way. I just think Pep plays football a little bit different this season. I think he's a little bit more direct. And Phil Foden is definitely take loads of touches, little tiny passes. Yeah. Foden is versatile, though. Versatile at what, mate? He's not quick. He can't take people on. He can't play midfield. He can't play on the wing. He can't play at as a striker. He's a number 10, and he's going off after an hour because he's crap now. Well, he's not crap, but you know what I mean. And he's not happy about that, is he? Is he? And that's what even Pep doesn't rate him anymore. He's took him off after an hour. Played the reserves and he's took him off after an hour. I rest my case. You don't even need to listen to me. Listen to Pep Guardiola. I don't think we'll beat Brentford, but I believe we'll beat Liverpool, says Bailey. I think we'll beat both. Where were you on United's win against in 07-08 Champions League? Being born in 99, it was my first major final watch, says Braden. 07-08 Champions League final. I was actually working that night. I was working on a very important case, but I did get out and I ended up sat watching it on my own. As I've said many times before. 99 was different. I was living in Ireland and I was in a big massive house party, but I was working that night and I ended up watching it on my own. Take the top half, the bottom half. Okay, I've done that one from Avram. Why do I keep getting back attracted into that? Foden is assistant player, says Gary. Dead says the Foden fall off is mad. Pep not rating him anymore just makes it worse. I actually think Gary's got it absolutely spot on. Foden is a system player. I think Phil Foden in the tiki-taka Man City era works really, really well. I think Phil Foden in the new era of Man City, where they want to be quick and move the ball quick, he doesn't work. Phil Foden probably would do quite well Where would Phil Foden? Arsenal. He's an. I tell you what, Phil Foden at Arsenal, because let's be honest, Arsenal basically play slow, pragmatic football. Phil Foden at Arsenal would be good. And Foden never does it for England anyway, says Tej, which is true. But I do think England can win the World Cup if they don't go back using people like Phil Foden and, they play a little bit more direct. I'm not saying Morgan Rogers is technically a better footballer than Phil Foden, but he's more direct, and that's what we need. Forest stay up, win Europa, keep Anderson. Agree, says Chris. No, I think Villa. I think Villa will win the Europa. But we were doing both those games. I don't normally do Europa League watch-alongs, but because it's a Premier League affair, I think we'll do that on Thursday. Right, we're just about to kick... Oh, I timed that to perfection. Oh, yes, I did. Second half. Oh, I tell you what, though. Very happy to have this game back on because it was a belter in the first half. Arsenal Newcastle's back and it's live. Max says we should try and get him at Chelsea. I don't know about that. I don't know whether he suits Chelsea. I don't know. I don't know. Dale says, another boring half incoming, Mark. Are you doing Chelsea Leeds tomorrow? I was thinking about it. I actually don't know whether I am now. I don't know. I don't know. I'll see how I feel in the morning. I mean, I've got to be honest. I've not been impressed with this, and I don't know that Leeds Chelsea will be any better. Why do you think Bayern is so good this season? Says RJZ. Just the style of football they play. They've got really good. They've got really good players like Kimmich and Lehmer, who play deeper but move the ball quicker, and then you've got a front four that is just so fast and links up so well. Especially Kane, Diaz, and Elise. They just play quick football. Who would your midfield three be for England World Cup, says Jack? I actually would get Bellingham to play deeper. I know he thinks he can play at 10. Well, not that he thinks he can. I know he plays as a 10. But most of the teams England are going to play in the World Cup, you don't need to play Anderson and Rice. You don't, if England were playing in the Premier League, you would need Anderson and Rice for balance. But in the World Cup, you're going to play a load of teams where you don't need two midfielders. So I would play Bellingham with Rice and then play Rodgers behind Kane. And then you've got Bellingham in the midfield. So he won't do, though. He'll play Anderson, Rice, and probably Bellingham, which I don't know whether that's the right balance. I'm not doing a mermaid poll. This is a football channel. Who would I've done that one from Jack. Done that one as well. Dale says another boring half incoming, Mark. I can't believe Arsenal are playing so negative. Should I make chili, salmon, or mushroom pasta for dinner? Says Goldio. I mean, they're all good. They've all got their benefits. I wouldn't go for the salmon personally. I was just thinking then, is Gyökeres going to the World Cup? But of course he's Swedish, isn't it? So he will. Isak will be going to the World Cup as well, won't he? I presume Kulusevski is going to be out for over a year. Won't be going to the World Cup. Well, De Zerbi said. Well, apparently De Zerbi has said that he hopes Kulusevski will be fit enough to play for Sweden at the World Cup. I haven't played in a year. I know what the chances are, but if there is one person on the planet who can do this, I would bet on myself. And we're not just going there to participate. Sweden will aim to be the best. Apparently Kulusevski thinks he might be going to the World Cup then, which is incredible, really. Analog Scott says, who cooks on a Saturday? Goldio. Lots of people wanting Newcastle to score. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, you know. This is a shocking... I can't actually get my head around Arsenal parking the bus 1-0 up. Maybe it's because I know, as a fan of United, how title races go, but I can't believe that they're playing just for 3 points, thinking that there's going to be a point where where City drop points. I mean, if Arsenal don't win this game by 3 clear goals, they'll have given a huge advantage to Man City. I mean, if Arteta thinks it's just about winning 3 points now, he's a fucking idiot. It's definitely about scoring goals. Eze's down injured now. Thomas Tuchel in the crowd. Well, remember, Havertz has already gone off for Arsenal. And it looks like Eze's going off as well. 2 injuries for Arsenal then. It has been a weekend of injuries. I mean, I'm sure we get a lot of injuries anyway, but it does seem to be, well, not even a weekend, a day of injuries in the Premier League. And if Eze goes off, it's the assister and the goal scorer who've gone off injured. Havertz and Eze. Very good goal. They're just showing it again there. Well, he's walking off. I mean, these players know their bodies better than anybody else. You might say, why is he walking off if he's got an injury then? But he's probably felt something that at some point in his career he's felt before. He's talking to Arteta. He might be thinking about, I don't think he's thinking about the World Cup. I think he's thinking about maybe Wednesday, you know. As Emmett says, he's probably playing it safe there. Thank you everybody who's tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 470,000. We're only 10 away, in fact, which is fantastic. So please click and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome. On the road to 1.5 million. Get involved. Thank you so much. Huge game on Tuesday. Yeah, PSG Bayern. We'll be live for that. It's going to be an absolute cracker. I'm loving the Champions League nights. And, of course, they've got the World Cup coming up as well in June. But, yeah, disappointing from Arsenal. I've got to say, winning is great, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think 1-0 wins at home are going to be enough in this title race, if I'm being honest. Parking the bus, Arsenal, pragmatic. But look, there is still time. But you've got to look to boost your goal difference. And people say, well, how do you do that? We've all seen how you boost your goal difference. Over the years, we've seen Chelsea do it. We've seen Pep do it. We've seen Sir Alex do it. You play higher up the pitch. You move the ball. You commit people forward. And you go for goals. But he won't do it. He won't do it because he's worried about conceding. But I'm telling you now, you do not want to lose a title on goal difference. It's the most horrible thing in the world. And when we lost our title to Man City on goal difference on that Aguero moment, all you could think about was all the 38 games where you could have pushed harder to get a few more goals. I am doing Villa against Forest on Thursday night, yes, Stephen, yeah. MS5 Gaming says, I'm going to do a bet. Who wins the league as it stands, Arsenal or City? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll run a poll for you there. So you can get thousands of people and make your mind up. Who wins the title from here? Arsenal or City? Hot take, Eze has been better than Rice for Arsenal, says K Dirk. I mean, hot take, shit take. I don't think he has been better, but Dan Burn's going to get a yellow card there. Lord Kempo says, do you think players go to a club because of money or fame? Or the club's fame? I think it's a mixed bag, isn't it? I think if you go to Saudi, you're probably not going there because you grew up as an Al Nassr fan. You're probably going there because the money's very good and it's a project. I think if you go to Liverpool, you might go there over Saudi or another club like Newcastle because it's Liverpool. So I think it depends on the player, really. Look at all the players that went from the Premier League to China. I mean, what was the two players from Chelsea that went in their mid-20s? Was it Ramirez and... oh, I forget his name. I can picture him. Brazilian lad. Looked a bit like Kaka, but Oscar, that was it. They never came back either, did they? Don't think they ever came back. Oscar at Chelsea. He's 34 now. He was at Chelsea in 2017. So he was 25 when he left Chelsea. And he played in China for 7 years. And he's now back at Sao Paulo. So he obviously really enjoyed it. Trip says, did you see Liverpool fans protesting because of ticket prices? I wish United fans had standards like that. Say what you like about Liverpool, and they are United's biggest rival, but I've said it for years. The Glazers wouldn't be there. And I don't know what, you know, in a way it's critical of United fans, but the Glazers wouldn't be at Liverpool, and they wouldn't leave Anfield either. They're just a different fan base. They just wouldn't put up with that. They wouldn't put up with the Glazers. Yeah. Telegraph World Cup predictor as a video for That's Football, says Sonic. Yeah, not yet. Too early for that. Too early. I will do it, but it's too early at the moment. Was Oscar very good? I thought he was quite decent, yeah. Southampton are copying Arsenal, parking the bus. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a great game to watch, does it? Not that this is much better. Havard says that Oscar actually had to retire this year because of a heart condition they discovered. And Jason says, if United were run anyway right, this is a season we probably could have won the league. Jesus says, hi Mark, being a United fan, if you were a pro player and Liverpool wanted to sign you, would you embrace it or hold out and try and play for others? See, sometimes you have to answer a question honestly, knowing that you're going to get stick either way. But if I was 18 years of age and somebody said to me, you can play professional football for Liverpool or you can't play professional football at all, I would play professional football for Liverpool. Because my dream was to play professional football. And I respect anybody. I mean, I might say they're shit at it, but I still respect the fact that they made it. ZVX says, God, this game is a snooze fest, so boring. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't choose playing for Liverpool over Everton or Newcastle or any other team. But if it was that or nothing, I'd take it. Emirates is dead atmosphere. I think, you know why? Because I think there'll be... Most Arsenal fans are probably like us, going, winning games 1-0 isn't going to win us the title. Like, if I was an Arsenal fan, all week I'd be like, we've got to beat Newcastle 3-0. Like, that's 3-0 is a good result. 1-0 is not, well, you know, it's obviously better than losing, but it's not helping us win the league, is it? It's just winning a game of football. And Arsenal don't have a points advantage. You know, if Arsenal were 3 points ahead of Man City, you win this game however you win it. But you're not. You're joint. And goal difference is going to come into it. So 1-0 is a missed opportunity. Ashish says 2 or 3 years and United will overtake Arsenal when it comes to challenging for titles. How insane would it be if United came back to the top before Arsenal? I don't know where you're getting the evidence that Man United are going to overtake Arsenal, mate. I mean, have you started drinking early, or you just missed a full of shit? I mean, honestly, I don't see any evidence that Man United are going to start competing for titles. But I hope you're right. I really hope you're right, but I don't see that. God, this game is a snooze fest. So boring, says SVX. I think we got a goal in the Southampton game. Let me just have a check. We have. Southampton have scored. Only 12 minutes to go. I mean, this would be a shock. 12 minutes to go and Southampton have scored. I haven't seen the goal. I've just turned it on. What's this midnight stuff? I saw it at the snooker. What is midnight? Pep's on the drink. So City on the attack. Win it back there. Cross comes in. Edge of the box. Goal. That's a lovely goal. Look at the curl on that. Keeper can't get anywhere near it. Nothing Trafford can... Look at the empty seats up there. Bloody hell. I suppose... Wow. Southampton against Man City. Empty seat. I don't remember Man United Coventry having set empty seats. There we go. Cherky lost the ball. Look, there's still time there. I'm not going to jinx that and watch it. We'll just let it go. We'll let it go. But it's 1-0 to Southampton. Are City burnt out? Well, they've got less football to play. Midnight's a gambling app, says it's. I don't know. I've just seen it around. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way, and all your comments. 70% of you say that City are going to win the league over Arsenal. Well, City might not be winning the domestic treble, although they still have 10 minutes to equalise. I'd almost guarantee a Man City equaliser. Three Z Cold says, I've just spilt my drink on my Air Force Ones. Well done, mate. Hope you're happy. For what? Ashi says, Mark, you're right. I did start drinking early, and knowing where we are at for a decade, the only way to keep myself happy is to imagine it happens. Hey, mate, we've all got a dream. I hope you're right. But I genuinely don't see anything at the moment that makes me think United are going anywhere near titles. True Gent says, we're all Saints today. Arsenal have still only had 2 shots on target, and they had 2 shots on target in the first half. So don't tell me that they're trying to score goals here. I just don't think they are. PGMOL will guarantee a City equaliser, says Rob Dobson. They've just scored. Oh, dear. It took them all of 2 minutes. Well, there we go. Bit of a deflection as well. There we go. I guaranteed it anyway. I'm not surprised. But this is what I mean about Arsenal. This is the stupid mistake Arteta's making, right? He's thinking, oh, I'll just win 1-0 and we'll still win the league. City concede a goal to Southampton and they equalise within a few minutes. City know how to score goals. And Arteta's out there going, oh, I think we can do it 1-0. He's messing this up. I'm sorry. Arteta's messing this up. Clip of the year, says Mango. I don't even know what was said. Do Chelsea Leeds, please, mate. Only game tomorrow, says Max. I don't know. I really don't know about that. I don't know. This game. Obviously, I'm going to do United against Brentford on Monday, and I'm gonna do United Brentford on Monday. I'm gonna do PSG Bayern on Tuesday, but this has been so shit. I don't know whether I can sit through. Chelsea Leeds is a risk tomorrow. It's a real risk. I think Chelsea Leeds has got low score all over it. And the sun's going to be shining tomorrow. And I'm like, 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. I could sit and watch Chelsea Leeds in an FA Cup semi-final. Or I could, go and be in a beer garden somewhere. It's not much of a choice. But I won't commit either way at the moment. Ben Dover says Arteta needs to play with some balls. They need another goal. One's not good. Two is okay. 3 is a good result. 1, I just don't think it's enough. Hannah says, surely Newcastle will score in this game. If anyone's got any good film watch-along, I'm not planning on putting on one now, but if anyone's got any good film watch-alongs tonight, recommendations like decent new films that are out that you can stream, that would be appreciated. Martinelli's just been booked there. I'm not bloody watching Minecraft. Bloody Minecraft. Mrs. Goldbridge has just said, can I get you a drink? And I feel like saying, yeah, a cup of cocoa. No, the opposite. A coffee to wake me up. God, the last thing I want is a warm, malty drink that makes you feel sleepy. I'll be zonked out till Tuesday. I wake up and miss the PSG game. I've seen Crime 101. It's good. Lots of people saying Project Hail Mary. I'm not going to the bloody cinema. It's in the cinema. I'm not going bloody cinema. Screw that. It's meant to be very good. Ashish says, what are your thoughts on Senesi? His contract expires in June. I think he was brilliant. Do you think he can be a good signing? United won't sign him because he's 29. Well, I didn't like one battle after another, Nathan. No, I want a new film that's out on streaming service. City have scored again. Yeah. That's what City do. They make you think, ooh, it's going to be a shock. And then they just go back. That is going in my match reaction. Right. I tell you what, I'm not even a bloody Arsenal fan, right? I've spent 70 minutes watching Arsenal bore the shit out of everybody, thinking 1-0 against Newcastle was going to do it. Man City go 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go and they've scored 2 goals. So what is it about Arsenal that think they're going to grind a title out 1-0? You've got to score bloody goals. Your only chance is goal difference. And they're still trying to win games 1-0. Yellow card here. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Odegaard has become such a negative player, says Zach. Well, look at... for Odegaard, read Saka as well. You missed the best game. You watched Snooze Fest Arsenal. You could have watched Man City game. Yeah, Sam, I don't like... Oh, we might have a red card here for Nick Pope. Are they reviewing it? I think it's because he's not the last man. Let me run a poll on that. Should Pope have got a red? Yes or a no? Odegaard has become such a negative player. Would Arsenal be the most unentertaining champions? Says Pengers. Sam says Man City goal. Saka for player of the year. Roy Keane says MS5. Tonali, Anderson, Mainu, Bruno, United win the league, says Stig Olsen. Thank you very much for that. I don't think it was a red because he wasn't the last man. That's my thought on it. What do I know? You know what? Can I just shock you? I'm starting to... I'll never want Man City to win the league over Arsenal because that's a rivalry thing. But in the context of this season, I'm starting to see everybody's problem with Arsenal. Yeah. This is the strongest coffee in the world. I'm still falling asleep. Oh, still falling asleep. Wow. What do you think about Ederson to Man United news? I think it's quite concerning, to be honest with you. He was a target that we were looking at under Ten Hag, who is now a target again. Is that desperation that we're now going back to targets that we didn't get 2 years ago because we can't get the targets that we want? That's my initial reaction. I mean, I'll be talking about it on the 8 o'clock show. But yeah, that's my initial reaction to that. I don't think it's exciting. I don't think Ederson's a bad player. But I'd question why we're going back in, certainly. Look, I do want to just say I love this community. And as crap as this game has been, I couldn't have got through it without you. And we do have a good laugh. And we do have some good conversations. And I am very grateful because I would have watched this game anyway. And as bad as it's been... I'm glad I've spent it watching with you. At least I've figured out what film I'm watching later tonight now. And, you know, we've had a bit of a chat about mermaids and polar bears, so can't be that bad. I made the right choice. I had the opportunity this afternoon to go out down the local and have a few beers at 2 o'clock, and I'd probably still be there now. And... it's a compliment to you lot that I think I made the right choice. Lots of people in the chat are going to go, you're a bloody idiot. But to be fair, the 3 o'clock games were interesting. Like the West Ham Spurs game just about rescued that decision. This game makes that decision look stupid, I must admit. Because you could have just been sat down there on pint 5 going, ha ha ha, the joke's on you. But I think the 3 o'clock games probably did save me, to be fair. And that's my fear about Chelsea Leeds tomorrow. I'm sort of like, nah. The good thing about the World Cup is the crap games in the World Cup should have lots of goals in it. I don't think we'll get a lot of crappy games in the World Cup. I think the problem in the World Cup will be how, you know, some teams get absolutely battered. 10 minutes to go here. Voltameda. He's onside, Whizzer! Twat! What a twat! Oh, you know what? I can't. You can't believe it. He's onside as well. Oh my God. And that sort of, you know, if you're not an Arsenal fan pissed off about goal difference, that that's Arsenal's plan to win the league, is it? I mean, Arsenal haven't had a shot on target since half time, by the way. They haven't had a shot on target in the second half. They've literally played to hold out for 1-0. I just don't get it. If there's an Arsenal fan out there defending this, please do explain it, because I cannot get my head around it at all. I really can't. Should Pope have got a red card? 60% say no and 40% say yes. Man City about to win 2-1, 6 minutes into extra time there. Not extra time, added time. Arsenal got a corner. Overhead kick straight at the keeper. We were only about 10 subscribers away from 470,000. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. The fact that I'm saying that with 8 minutes to go just shows you the sort of game it's been. But please do subscribe. Oh, yeah, I think it would have been a shock if Southampton had won. Man City have absolutely dominated that game. It just would have been a cup shock, wouldn't it? For anybody saying that Man City didn't deserve it, 70% possession, 26 shots to 4. So I don't think there's any arguments about that. Dan Burn with a header on the back post. I wouldn't count out Newcastle getting an equaliser here. And you know what? This is the problem with winning games 1-0. It's like, it's not even a convincing 1-0 if there is such a thing. It's not been a convincing 1-0 at all. It's like Newcastle had the chance to equalise. Mr. Oshamari says, I'm despondent with Newcastle. I thought they would do better. John says, you talk about stats. Newcastle have had more of the ball and Arsenal have had less shots. That's what I mean. I mean, if this is a response to... I think this is madness. I'm going to lose my shit in the match reaction and I can't believe I'm going to do it, because why would you do it for a team you don't support? But I can't get my head around this. And I'm sure there's many Man United fans, Chelsea fans, even City fans will be laughing Teams who've won titles are looking at this going, what the fuck is this? What the fuck are you doing trying to win a game 1-0? Have you got no clue what's going to happen over the next few weeks? City are going to win every single game, and they're going to win every single game by 2 or 3 goals. And you're grinding out 1-0 wins. Come on. I am doing a match reaction, yes. Yeah, someone in the chat just said City literally did the same thing against Burnley. Yeah, if you think City played like this against Burnley, you might want to get down and your local optician and get a pair of these, mate, because Man City ain't going to park the bus and win games 1-0. They won the game 1-0, but they're not going to do that. That's not what they're going to do. O'Sullivan against Higgins, Watchalong. Be better than this. I mean, that is a classic game of snooker, actually. I will have it on while I'm doing the 8 o'clock show. Can I get some title suggestions for the Arsenal game, by the way? Match reaction. Is Arteta George Graham in disguise, says Rob Dobson? There's people in the chat saying, don't worry, we're going to smash Burnley. Can I just tell Arsenal fans who think you're going to smash Burnley and boost your goal difference, can I just tell you something, right? Last game of the season, Manchester City play Aston Villa 4 days after the Europa League final. Emery can't stand Arsenal. And Villa will probably be hungover. That could be a cricket score. And Villa wouldn't give a shit. So I wouldn't be looking at Burnley going, that's the game you're going to win the title on goal difference, because Man City against Villa at the Etihad could be a cricket score. Boring Arsenal for the reaction. Next Saturday's watch-alongs. Oh, God. Well, I was thinking about doing Arsenal-Fulham. I haven't actually had a proper look next weekend. Oh, Villa-Spurs. I was going to do that at 7 o'clock on the Sunday as well, because it's a 7 o'clock game. And United are playing at 3:30 against Liverpool. So I would have time to do that. So that's what I was thinking about doing, yeah. Saka, can he get one back? One back. Can they get another one? No, goal kick. Who would take to the World Cup, Paul? Okay, I'll do that one. Who would you take to the World Cup? It's like a song. Who would you take to the World Cup? That wasn't that good. Sounded better in my head. Watkins or Welbeck? Voltometer. Wizard. Still Wizard. And he's given a foul. Don't forget, Wizard missed an absolute sitter as well. Best chance of the game. They scored 1 goal 5 minutes in and nothing after, says a true gent. Arsenal doing a Wilcox, hoping others slip. City, says Marcus. Johnny says, do the players genuinely want to win, or do they become desensitised and feel like employees clocking in? Mo says, what's your thoughts on turbulences? What, in a plane? I don't really care about turbulence in a plane. It's quite a natural occurrence. Some people hate it. I understand that, but when you understand what it is, it's just It's like driving down the motorway and going over a bump, isn't it? Chris says, with how boring Arsenal are to watch, it would be a travesty if they win the league. I mean, I'm starting to come round to that opinion, to be honest. I want Arsenal to win the league over City for rivalry, but they are a bad watch. And I think Arsenal fans know it. I mean, you look at the fans in the crowd, you know they feel it. Arsenal fans crying red like they'd score against 10 men, says Karen. Where would you rank these 3 films, says Harry? 7, Matrix, Jaws. Jaws number 1, 7 number 2, Matrix number 3. Have you seen Four Brothers? Very good film, James, up the villa. Yeah, I'd recommend Four Brothers. I'd watch it again. It was a good film. The shootout scene's brilliant. Sleepy Joe Arsenal bore you again to a win, says Ray Carl Brown Amori. 50-50 on Watkins and Welbeck. Arsenal fan here, Mark. Boring match. I don't understand the mentality of going 1 up and then sitting back. City's to win by these standards, says Dobby. I know. Well, look, we'll see how Arsenal fans react to the match reaction, because I will be quite blunt in the reaction. And we'll see what people say. Seven minutes added on. Long throw from Newcastle. Easy take by Raya. Another incredible poll. It is a great poll. It's Watkins and Welbeck. Who would you take to the World Cup? It's split 50-50. Have you seen the Western film Ram Ranch? I hope you've not set me up there, mate. Don't watch that Tomahawk Bone Hawk or whatever it's called. Never watch that. Apparently it's a song anyway, and it's explicit. Yeah, you've done me there, haven't you, a little bit. Thoughts on the championship automatic race, says Leo. I think Ipswich will do it. Yeah. Newcastle on the attack. This Newcastle team has fallen off so much, says Pengers. But I think it's a warning to Manchester United next season that not playing in Europe at all, and then playing in Europe, if you haven't got the right squad. Oh, they've got to score here, Arsenal. Oh, he's messed it up. Gyökeres there. He's got to make that pass. I mean, you talk about goal difference. They had a 4v1 there on the break. And they messed it up. Watch the bridges of Madison County, says Ramon. A few people have said that. It's a very old film. Clint Eastwood, Meryl Streep. Yeah, it's Arsenal clear that away. She's panicking. Oh my God, that's a terrible ball. Still 3 minutes to go. You know what I feel about this game? I feel like Arsenal think that they're ahead on points from Man City. It's almost like Arsenal think they've just got to win. It's like no one's told them that you're level on points with Man City and they're going to score loads of goals in the next few weeks. So you need to start scoring goals. They've got no plan B, have they? They've got no plan B at all. They've only got a plan A. Tactically, he hasn't got. Corner. Newcastle. 90 seconds. Still 50-50 between Watkins and Welbeck on who you take to the World Cup. Fair play. I am going to do a match reaction and then I'm live on the United stand, yeah. Terrible corner. Terrible corner. And now Elanga's there. Don't worry about that. Arsenal trying to score a goal on the break. They still could do it. If they can turn it into 2-0, it would be a good scoreline. And Rice's ball's going to go all the way out for a goal kick. 30 seconds to go. I think the plan is basically win and hope that Man City drop points as a true gen. I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't think they know. I don't think Arteta's willing to throw caution to the wind, is he? I think he's just thinking, let's do what we do and hope that Man City drop points. But Man City have got more experience. This looks like it's going to be the last kick. Arteta looks very happy. I mean, he looks very happy with the 1-0, I must admit. He does look happy with it. Tonali. Not good. And that is the final whistle. Look at Arteta. He's absolutely ecstatic. Maybe it's because I've seen winning. Maybe because I've seen my team winning titles. I think that's embarrassing. Look, I might get proven wrong. I might get proven wrong, but I think that's embarrassing. Anyway, I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock. I'm going to do a quick match reaction now. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll speak to you all in a bit.